Hey guys, Chillybeef here with probably the most important video that will ever go up on this channel. And this is mainly for the subs who actually cared to stick by me through the Minecraft community build, as little progress as we made before I had to call it off because another mat was unresponsive after about a week. But whatever. I mean, computers, I'm thinking, kind of overrated, overdone. Uh, I mean, even if you use instant wire like the VoxelBox is doing, fastest computer you're going to get is 10 hertz. And yeah, you can make multi-core CPUs, but 10 hertz. I mean, what are you going to be able to play on 10 hertz of a clock speed? So, yeah, I'm just thinking computer build is kind of out of the question. It's kind of dumb. And I've pretty much permanently merged with Azuki and Bro, and the rest of my main content will be going on his channel from here on out, and I just thought I'd make a video to announce it. And to make it entertaining, I'll show you what our newest project is. And mind you, we're not even done releasing 2 projects ago. That's how long we work on the videos. And he's a big graphics editing guy. I'm a big 3D CG guy. He's a big sound guy. You know, we got media, you know, all over the place in this partnership. So the videos get a lot of work done. If you haven't seen Guess Who, the Redstone creation, check that out. Guess Who is probably, Guess Who V2 is probably 400% Guess Who V1. And we got a nice little twist for the video. We got some cool CG and stuff in store, which you'll see. But what you're looking at now is our work in progress for Hangman. And I'm just going to briefly talk about the stuff, then break it down a little more. And starting over here with the beginning of the system, this is what we made first. This is a random number generator. And what it does, I had to get the clocks going, so let me get some stuff in my inventory. Some of them don't, because I just turn the server on, it gets confused. So if I do that, there we go. Same thing here. And of course, it's easy enough just to make a button to do this. Like, when they walk in the room to play it, that's when it'll start those clocks. But what that is a burning out torch mechanism, which is random based on Minecraft's RNG. And what it does is 2 of the outputs are ORed and then goes into a bit of, well, it goes into some binary, and each one is its own bit. And we got a 6-bit input, 6-bit binary to decimal decoder, 64 outputs into ROM. Each one gets a slice of ROM. That ROM gets decoded into which word for which random number. Then that goes to the screen and then gets decoded to what words should show which letters. And then that's what this ROM is for. Each one of these is programmed to a different letter. So you got A, B, C, D, E, all the way down. And this is a pixel format we made with seamless pixels that basically can make any letter or number. I don't actually know if we left the number capability in because we didn't need to. I think we optimized it around just words and letters because we didn't have any numbers. But that's what the pixel format is. We use the same pixel format on this thing over here, which we gave up on. It's an idea for the future, but it's an operating system. And if it loads, you'll see it. And if you think this screen is big, by the way, we've made a screen much bigger than this. We never released it because we never made a 100% functional design for it, but we made a 7,200 pixel screen. So I'll hit the start button, and it should load the splash screen. And it was the official Minecraft operating system. So I'll go over here and show you how some of this stuff works. So the decoder is my own design. Well, I don't want to say it's my own design because there could be someone out there who made the same thing, but it's just using repeaters. I could have used pistons. I actually used pistons in another similar design instead of repeaters. All you do is replace that with a piston and then have the block underneath to power it when it's extended, stuff like that. But I just used repeaters for this one. And this is basically an OR gate. Putting 2 signals like this is an OR gate. That will not update because I'm over here. Oh well. So, yeah, you start off with your 4 inputs. Splits off into 8, then 16, then 32, then 64 on the output up here. and each one has its own unique word, 4 and 5 letter words. And if I generate a random number real quick, if it's programmed, we should see it on the screen. So I'm going to hit a random number, and that'll go on first. Okay, now this one's on. This is the one that was randomly generated, which is the word alter. And we have a multiplexer up here because you saw when I generated, all the numbers were shifting because of the way the random number generator works, and that's what this multiplexer is for. So this multiplexer actually has to turn on for it to show on the screen so the screen doesn't spaz out. So if I go over here, it loads up the word alter. Now that isn't the final, that's not the actual signal path. That's, of course, for testing coding. But what's going to happen is each one of these is a multiplexer for that slot, so to speak. So, of course, this would be the 5th letter, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. And we have to write some code that says if you, it won't show any of them. Let me just set this up for sake of example. None of the letters will be shown. Yep, they all went away. Let me give myself a compass so I can jump around. Compass is quite useful. Alright, so let's say, for example, you guessed A. That'll tell the code to open up that set. Actually, I got this backward. That wasn't the A. That was the R. So, whatever. If you got the R right, for example, that would happen. Which we have yet to do, but of course, that's in the future once we get an idea. We know what we're going to do, but we have to, get on it and actually do it. So let me explain to you how this ROM works. ROM's pretty simple, but we just kind of made a really, really cool box of ROM. And what it is we got all these laid out side by side, and it goes from bottom to top, first letter, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then we just wrote out, that got deleted, B2, C2, D2, etc. And if you want, for example, the thing to say ABC, you'll put a torch here, on the other side of that block, of course. It's hard to actually point at it, and there, actually there. So that would say ABC on the screen. And then you just, by hand, program in each word. So the first word, I don't know what it says, but you can see the torches there in the programming. So all these are instant repeaters, but they're actually only instant going on. Going off, they take ticks, and that doesn't bother me because we can't use traditional instant wire because that only works in pulses, and we can't use pulses, otherwise we'll have to have a big giant latch system that's confusing and everything. So we just went with this because it's fine to take a while to turn off, because the only time this stuff needs to turn off is when the game's finished, and this is a lot of delay if we hadn't have done that. I mean, you're talking half a second just here, waiting for it to get from the decoder to here, just to branch out. And then all this stuff takes, it takes a good 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds, which isn't bad. I mean, you're talking 1.5 seconds from when you hit a button, because we're going to instant wire from the logic of guessing the letter to this. So it should take 1.5 to 2.5 seconds from you hitting the button for it to show up on this giant screen, which I think is pretty good. This pixel format, the way we did it, the only problem with this is you have to stagger it. So, I mean, every few blocks you have to have this go out, and you can't just do a simple world edit and paste it. But this can be, infinitely in any direction, 2x2 pixels all next to each other. And you just have this pixel going in like this, and then this pixel up here on top, and then again like this. And then you just, every other one you switch. And then, as I said, you have to stagger it to accommodate for this top row being higher up, because if you didn't, it would just block it off and it wouldn't work unless you did a lot of stupid repeating. But of course we're not into a lot of stupid repeating. And that's all we got so far. We have a thing back here for the win and loss that we were working on, but we had to rethink it. We haven't destroyed this stuff yet, but what it did is when you would get a win, it would say, it would sweep across the screen with the pixels like freaking out and do a cool effect, and it would leave so let me see if I can show you this. Here, I have an idea. Alright. Ooh. Yeah, it did this, and what it did is after it would sweep past, it would leave the letter of, like, say for example you got a loss. The first letter would sweep past, and then it would say L, and then once it was done it said loss. And then of course if you won it would say win. And that's pretty much what we got so far. It's not way too much, but I'm really liking this project so far. It's kind of insane just because it's huge and it's very efficient compared to some other stuff we've done. Although Guess Who V2 was pretty efficient. If you guys saw V1, I think you're going to really, really like V2 and the optimizations we made and stuff like that. If you haven't seen version 1, go to AsAJukianBro right now, link in the description, sub to him, look at those videos, see what we've been doing, and just kind of revel in the glory of our works. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. This channel is going to become AsAJukianBro. I might upload some like guitar videos every so often, you know, once every few months or something, but I think this channel is done with Minecraft. So if you liked my Minecraft videos, if you like this kind of stuff, if you're into this huge insanity, go sub to AsAJukianBro.